Bitcoin and Litecoin, is there a bull rally lurking this weekend? I do believe so, guys. What's up? Crypto Savvy here. I hope everybody's having a fabulous Saturday. Here to give you your daily dose of cyber heroin, and we're going to take a look at the charts, starting out with Litecoin, moving on to Bitcoin. And then if you haven't seen it yet, I definitely suggest you stick around to check out the Bitcoin daily chart versus the gold weekly chart. And I'll show you why I believe it's possible we hit 46,000 by the end of the year and possibly higher. But 46,000 is my target, guys. So definitely stick around. Also, don't forget to leave your comment in the comment section down below. That'll get you entered to win a free t-shirt, as we do a free t-shirt drawing on Sunday, which is tomorrow. All we do is pick a random comment from a random video, and that's the winner. So don't forget to do that, guys. And also, help support the channel out by checking out the links in the description box below the video. There's an ABRA link, COINBASE link. You make a deposit, you get some free crypto. Ledger link, get your crypto off the exchanges, guys. Keep it safe. If you're not trading it, definitely keep it off the exchanges. Also, Brave browser. If you don't like watching all the ads, download Brave browser. Awesome browser, guys. And then for those that want to dabble in higher leverage trading, there's also a link down there to Prime XBT. I don't suggest high leverage trading, especially if you're not experienced trader. But if you do want to dabble in that stuff, definitely check that link out also. And let's get on with the video, guys. All right, guys, as always, I want to start out by saying I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is my opinion and my view of the market only. Anybody that's doing any trading or investing in this market, I suggest to do your own due diligence and your own research, as this market can be extremely volatile and risky. Also, keep in mind, it's still a speculative market. Don't put in more than you're willing to lose, guys. And with that being said, if you're new here or you haven't already, hit the subscribe button in the lower right-hand side of the screen. That'll get you subscribed to the channel. Click the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos, and smash the likes, guys. Let me know what you think. And yeah, let's get on with it. We're going to zip through it real quick today. And looking at the cup and handle with the measured move from the $93 or $94 range, 167. We've been looking at this target for a while. I still believe we're headed up to it, guys. And the next one, looking at this bigger cup and handle with a neckline around 108. The measured move off of that, if you measure the cup, put it up there, is the 192. Definitely possible, guys, still in my view. And another target I have up here, this 250 range. If we look at this as a ascending broadening wedge, the two yellow lines, we take a measured move and say if we were to break out around the 150, that gets us up to about 250. And we'll take a look at the more immediate price action and my more immediate targets here in a second when we zoom into the 4 hour. Now I want to go into the RSI real quick. This is the daily RSI. As you can see, we've been in this rising channel for quite a while, and we had a little pop down here, which was like I consider more of a bear trap, but now we're getting supported. And again, I do believe it's possible we get up and test this area up here, this last high in the RSI. I do believe that's where we're going. Let's look in the 4 hour and see what that's showing us. All right, in the 4 hour, as you can see, we had this falling channel in here. If you guys have been following along with the videos, you understand exactly what we're watching here. If not, maybe, go back and watch the other videos. But you can see over here, we had a falling wedge, popped up out of, came into a falling channel, popped up out of that, into another falling channel, popped up out of that, into another falling channel, and we've popped out of that. Now, also in here, if you look at the blue lines, we had a rising channel within that, and we are getting support off that right now, guys, in the RSI. After we broke through this falling channel, we came up, got back in this blue rising channel. I do believe we're going to stay in here, guys, and go test the top of this falling channel again, and that's where we're going to get this move this weekend. And I do believe it's coming rather quickly. Today or tomorrow, I think we're going to see this move, so keep your eyes on it and keep watching for it. All right, let's go into the price action now. We'll take a look at the bearish scenario first. Obviously, we have to be prepared for whatever, guys. So I am definitely bullish here. I do believe we're having this move up this weekend, but we still want to look at the bearish scenario just in case, guys. So looking at the bearish scenario, as you can see, I have a triangle drawn in here. and we'll zoom into that in a minute when we look at the bullish scenario. But a measured move off that triangle could get us back down to this 106, 107 area. And that would break us below this support. I do believe this line is going to, you know, act as support if we do break down. So we should get a bounce around the 107. If that doesn't happen, 94 would be my next target, which is this blue rising or blue ascending broadening channel here, or ascending broadening wedge. Sorry guys, slept in a little bit. I'm a little out of whack this morning, but anyways, the bottom, testing the bottom of that would be around the 94. And if that was to break, my next target, guys, would be the $62 range, and that being old resistance over here becoming new support. Worst case scenario, $55 range, which is the bottom excuse me, of the long-term trend line. So that's where I'm at with that, guys. Now let's look at what I believe is going to happen, which is the bullish scenario. And I have some targets here to look for this weekend. As you can see, I have a bull flag drawn in here, and it looks like we could pop out of this anytime. But again, keep in mind we could pop, obviously drop below, but I think we're gonna pop up. Just my opinion. Don't trade off my opinion. But anyways, the way to play this would be, you know, put a buy up here in the breakout, or put your long up here, and then put your stop loss down below the breakout. Just like we did for the 115, worked out great. But anyways, the measured move off that's 134, right around the between 134 and 135 range, somewhere in there. Again, these targets aren't, you know, 100% accurate, exact, guys. But the next target I have off that is up here to this $150 range, which is also the top of that ascending broadening wedge. And that is where I see us most likely headed this weekend, if not that 167 range. We hit that 167 range this weekend would be awesome, and it's definitely possible, guys, that we hit that target this weekend. That would be us getting up to the top of this wedge. So keep that in mind, but I'm definitely looking at the 150. If that breaks, obviously next stop would be the 167 area. And another thing I'm looking at here is a measured move, guys, is if we look at the top of this broadening wedge here, and then this drawn, I have this yellow line's the bigger broadening wedge, you know, and using the bottom long-term trend line as the bottom of that one. And then I have this blue rising broadening wedge in here. And if we use the bottom line on that blue one and the top line on the yellow one, that is another channel in there. And if we were to break out at that 150, if we were to break above that, like I said, 167 would be the next area I look at. But if we were to shoot straight up from there, which is possible, guys, the way Bitcoin's and Litecoin have been acting, that would get us up to around the 208, which surpasses our 192, obviously. But anyways, that's you know, more distance, something to keep your eye on, seeing how it reacts there. But that's my targets for now. This weekend, I'm saying 134 to 150 area is my more immediate targets. If we do have this breakout that I think we're going to have. Let's get into Bitcoin now. All right, looking at Bitcoin. As you can see, we'll take a look at these targets first, then we'll go into the RSI on Bitcoin. Looking at this, let me try to spread it out a little bit easier to see. All right, so looking at this as a rising broadening wedge, the two yellow lines here, this being the long-term bottom trend line. And then I went off of these three touches here. We had this line drawn before this ever happened, and then we had a breakout here. The measured move off of that breakout, guys, would be, whoops, sorry, that's not it. Would be the distance between the top of the wedge and the bottom of the wedge from where we broke out. And if we put that to the breakout, that gets us the the 9600 area. And we've been watching this since over here when we broke this. This has been my target, and I still believe we're headed up to it, guys. And if you guys know and you follow my Discord, I don't play all the small swings and all the crazy stuff, guys. It's just too much to, you know, sit there and try to do wave counts and whatnot on a daily basis and just miss out on life. I like to try to trade the big swings. A lot less stress, and it's just a whole lot better style of trading for me. You know, some people like day trading and like trying to catch every little swing. I'm not into that, guys. Every once in a while, if I get bored, I may jump in and do a little bit of day trading, but that's about it. If you guys are paying anybody to learn how to trade, stop. Don't do that. You're wasting your damn money. There's more free information all over the internet. And when you pay for them groups, yeah, they might, you know, teach you some basics about trading that you can learn free anywhere. Experience is the only thing that's going to get you better, and they can't teach you experience. Experience is done by learning the basics, which is free all over, and then, you know, applying them and learning how to trade. So just quit getting ripped off by these scams, guys. These guys are just using your money to support their gambling habits and lavish lifestyles. I suggest stop. Think about it. You know, if they're so good at it, if they're so good at trading, they know how to trade so good, why the hell are they out selling courses? Why aren't they just trading and making a shitload of money? Because they're scamming. They're bullshit. Anyways, free content only, guys. So let's look at the next targets here, and then we'll look at the RSI. But we're looking at this as a flagpole. This being the, well, actually, let me go here first. Looking at this as a rising channel. Measured move off that rising channel, if we were to break up past this 96 area, which is definitely possible, guys, would be the 11.4. But I believe if we hit that 11.4, I think we're going higher, because I would use this as a flagpole measurement and put it up to there, and that would get us to the 12,000. So we definitely could be headed that direction, guys. 12,000 before a correction. And keep in mind, the higher we go for this before a correction, the higher the correction is going to be. And we'll talk about my correction targets here in a second. Let's go into the daily RSI. All right, daily RSI and Bitcoin. We were looking at this as a rising channel. We had made another bottom of it by cloning this line once we went here, and we got supported off of it a few times. And now we've broken down into this falling channel here. I do believe we're going to break up, test the bottom of this channel again, and if we break through, then obviously we go higher. But I do see us coming up to do this, and this will be our big move for this weekend. Let's look into 4 hour, so that's more immediate, and see what that's looking like. All right, so in the 4 hour, same thing, guys. There's that rising channel that we've been in forever, had this rising wedge that we broke down out of. And now we seem to be in a falling channel here, which we have broken above now. Let me zoom in a little bit. As you can see, we broke above it, came down, tested it for support, and I believe we'll continue up from here, guys. And that's what's going to give us our move that I'm looking for. I could be wrong, but I definitely seeing a move up this weekend. A nice move up at that. Anyways, but we still have to take a look at the bearish scenario, guys, and what that could mean. So, as you know, especially if you're trading this, you have to be ready for whatever. So we're looking at this as a bearish scenario. I'm looking for, let me zoom in a little bit. Worst case, not worst case, I'm sorry. If this bottom trend line doesn't hold on this rising channel, then our next target would be the top of that wedge again, testing the top of the wedge that we broke out of here, coming down to retest it. And actually, I would move this up a little more now. Excuse me, guys. That might be around the between 72 and 7,300 range. But like I said, I don't see it happening. But if it does, I would be looking for support off of this yellow trend line, which was the top of the bigger rising broadening wedge from the beginning that we broke out of right here. And if that wasn't to hold, my next target is the worst case scenario target of the 6,600. It's actually going to be moving up now to maybe 6,650. And we'll take a look at that at the gold in the daily chart, or Bitcoin daily chart versus the gold weekly chart too. We have a trend line that lines up perfectly. So stick around to check that out. But like I said, this is worst case scenario, 6,600. If you expect to see a Bitcoin below 6,600, I don't even know that we're going to get to 6,600. I think see that again, but definitely don't believe we'll ever see lower than 6,600. So, and we'll talk about that, like I said, in the end too, in the Bitcoin daily versus the gold weekly chart. So what I'm looking at now in the more immediate time frame, again, we're in the 4 hour here, and I've been watching this triangle form to be a bull flag. Now, this could obviously break down. We're still looking at the bearish scenario, guys. And if it was, I have a measured move off this flag down to here, which would bring us back down to this, the bottom of that, the bigger rising channel that we're in. So that's possible. But if we did, I would expect to bounce off of this 7,600 area. But I don't think that's happening, guys. This definitely looks like a bull flag to me. I'll go ahead and keep that there. So the measure move off the bull flag would be measuring this flagpole right here from the bottom down here up to here and putting it to, we were to break out here. Let me move this down just a hair. And again, guys, these targets aren't exact, but if you followed along like the other day, we hit that, what was it? Oh no, that was in Litecoin. That was the 115. It was a breakout just like this one. And how I had said, if you were going to trade this, you would want to, I would put my entry. I'm obviously in a long trade still right now, but I would put my entry just above this 55 EMA on the 4 hour, and then put a stop loss back down under here, under this, where it would break out, is how I would play that. But anyways, like I said, I don't play smaller trades. I've been in a long since down here. So let's, I don't know why I'm lagging again. Damn it. All right, here we go. Sorry about that. But anyway, the target off of breaking out of this is going to be around the $8,700 range. But I do believe we could possibly still go higher this weekend and could hit that $9,600 target, which would also line up nicely with the top of this channel. And, you know, we could come up here and then, you know, slowly for the next week or so, come back down, test the bottom of the channel, or break up from there. And we broke up from there, those would get us up to the targets that I discussed a little bit ago. First target, breaking out of this channel. Again, guys, we'd have to break out of this channel. Then I'd be looking at the 11.4 and possibly the 12,000. So 11,400 to $12,000 range would be my targets breaking out of this. Now let's go into the Bitcoin daily chart and keep your eye on this yellow line up here. That's 46,000 area, guys. That is my end of year target. And honestly, that may be being modest. We may reach much higher, but I do believe still wholeheartedly this is my end of year target. So if you look at the Bitcoin daily, I've drawn trend lines from each peak to where we broke down at 6,000 and they all come across. Then I have the long-term trend line down here. I'll take a look at that in a second, but I'm going to flash over to the Bitcoin weekly chart. Remember, guys, a pattern is a pattern. Charts, show me the charts, I'll tell you the news. I can't stress that enough. We are the last people to find out about the news. The price action happens in the charts before we hear the news. We're always late to hear. The insiders, the people, you know, in charge of stuff that know what's going on, they know about it first. So anyways, guys, that's, you know, I don't believe in following the news. I mean, I'm up on the fundamentals. I like to know what's going on, but I don't use that in my analysis, guys. But anyways, and indicators are bullshit. And also, you guys know that a couple people were calling this a diaper wave, and look at gold, it looked the exact same. So I don't believe in the hyperwave bullshit. You see what happened here. If this was a hyperwave, which it looks just like Bitcoin, so if that was a hyperwave in gold, gold should have hit about $50 over here. And I understand this is gold by the weekly, so this is like 20 years. But obviously, you know, Bitcoin's a lot smaller market, a lot easier to move, and times are different. We have the internet, social media, all that stuff. We didn't have that in gold, but so there's the yellow line in gold. That's where it bottomed out, and that's why I believe 46,000 by the end of the year is my target. And watched a COINBASE video, and I don't like watching other analysis guys because it screws up my, you know, my thought process. When I first started doing this, I would watch other analysis guys, and you know, they'd say one thing, I'd think, oh man, he's respected, maybe I'm wrong, and change mine and end up screwing myself. So I don't do that anymore. And since then, I've been doing 1,000 times better. So anyways, I seen a video of his the other day where he said he never seen, you zoom into gold or Bitcoin here, never has he seen a bottom like this, anything bottom out like this. So he's never seen anything bottom like this, right? If you look at gold, that's exactly how gold bottoms. So, and I've seen him compare to the gold chart. I've seen a few people do it, and they're comparing to gold over here. That's the wrong end of the chart, man. Need to compare it to what happened because of, like I said, a pattern is a pattern. But anyway, you can see how gold bottomed out here. It hit twice on its bottom trend line and up from there. Right in here, I want to point out the gold ETF was approved. And you can see what happened after the gold ETF was approved in 2003. They say it won't affect Bitcoin, it won't help or whatever. I call bullshit on that too. Now, like I said, I believe we're going to get some huge news here. I made videos about it back in January when we were, you know, over in here. I had already had all these trend lines drawn out, which acted as resistance and then support. And going back to the worst case scenario, guys, this trend line here, from this peak over here, and then it was support. It was obviously, it was a resistance here, support all the way through here. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4 touches of support. And then when we broke through it, 6,000. We broke through it here. I do believe this would be the absolute worst case scenario, guys. And I do believe this trend line is going to hold no matter what. Can I make it bolder? Because that's how confident. Yes. I'm going to make it bold because I do not believe this line is going to break, guys. This is absolute worst case scenario. Now, people calling for the 30% correction. If we went from, you know, our high over here down to the trend line, that would be 26%. If we make it up to my 9,600 target, which like I said could possibly be this weekend, that would be about a 30% correction. Now, like I said, we could go up to the 11.4. That would be a 40% correction to come back down to, well, it actually would be less than that because we would probably come to the correction over here somewhere in this area. But I don't, like I said, we get up to 11.4. I think our retracement's going to move up into the, you know, $8,200 range, somewhere in there. But like I said, if you're waiting for a Bitcoin below this line of 6,600, I think your ass out. I don't see it happening. And for those that are calling 4,200, I don't even know why people watch them anymore, because they were calling 1,000. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the, well, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I was going to show you the RSI and stuff, but you can check out previous videos. I always show this at the end. So definitely don't forget to click the Crypto Savvy logo above my head to get you subscribed to the channel. It's totally free. Click the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. Smash the likes, guys. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think. Have a great Saturday, and I will see you tomorrow.